Back again. Just wanted to show you guys. I told you every time I do something different, I'm gonna go to my video so you can see it. Because look what I just did. You see it? Yeah. I put a road in there. You know, kind of frustrated me because this parking lot is purple, and I thought this is blue. But roads ain't the same color all the time anyway. Sometimes road's purple and another part of the road is black or blue or gray, or. But still, I told you I'm perfectionist. Things gotta be exact. So when I looked at the parking lot, I saw it was purple, and I rode to the cars there. It was blue. Kind of got me frustrated because that means I messed up, and I don't like messing up. But that's part of the hobby, man. That's part of the fun of the hobby. Learning. Because I'm standing up now. Instead of a dirt road, they got a paved road now. You can use anything. I told you can use anything, man. You don't gotta get the cement out. Or Mod Podge, whatever they call this stuff. And then try to spread it all out on a, you just use what you can. See, cardboard, construction paper is a good substitute for Mod Podge when it comes to making roads. And I can, you can make it look like a road. If you have colored pencils, the paint pencils, find your yellow, and you just put that line or white line, that they have on the side of the roads. Put your little dividers for right and left, what side you. But this is a parking lot, so you don't gotta do that. But it's amateur, man. But it works. You see what I'm saying? It don't have to be prototypical. It don't have to be like the masses. You don't gotta do everything they're doing, which there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. It's pretty cool if you can do that. And do it. A lot of people follow that. I'm just saying, I'm not like a lot of people, man. I do it the way I like my railroad to look, because it's my railroad. If you don't like it, then you just keep moving forward, bro. Find one that you do like, or make your own. But this is for that guy that thinks that he can't do it. This is him. Amateur railroading. I got pink people on my railroad. Pink. Okay? They're not painted. Just people, but they're still people. Don't worry about what people think, man. Like I say, if you don't like, you don't gotta look at it. I colored this guy with a marker right here. It's painted black. But as you can see, he's a some kind of cop or something. His face is pink and black clothes. But you learn as you go, man. You learn as you go. I know one thing I won't be getting, but this came in that set. I don't know why I guess because they wanted it cheap. They painted it and it cost a little bit more money if it's painted. They wanted it cheap, so they put them in there pink. And if you're a good artist, you can paint them up. But me, it doesn't matter to me, man. I just put them on there. Maybe later when I get some money, buy some colored pencils and color code these guys. Red, green, stuff like that. Or I won't. Don't matter to me. Railroad is just for fun, guys. That's all it is, for you to have fun. Not for you to pull your hair out or get upset because it doesn't look like the next guy's. Because it's not the next guy, it's yours. None of my stuff is glued down. You see them dripping all that glue. And I don't glue it down, man. For what? It's for show. What happens if you want to change it? Then you gotta scrape it up, like this right here. This road I just put in. I just swept up the kitty litter. That's all I did. Swept it up, put it back in the box in the container that it came out of, and put my road in. Then sprinkle dirt on the side like it looks on a railroad. Because it got dirt on the side of the road. Parking lot. See? Put the little logs so the trucks and cars can park. Got those guys right there. police station, there's two people right there talking, taxi cabs. You know, you make it the way you want to make it, man. It's imagination, man. You know, you try to be real about it, and it's going to be a lot of work trying to make it real. You just make it the way you want it. So I'm sitting down, just showing you guys. But, more man, just wanted to hop on here. And I'm going to keep hopping on here and showing you guys, because I want y'all guys to see that y'all can do it too. It is a ladder railroad. That's what it looks like. That's what it is, and that's what it looks like. You know, got Matchbox cars. You like the plastic cars? Put the plastic cars. I like the Matchbox cars, man. Why? Because they look like real cars, and it doesn't matter to me. They're out of scale. Maybe the plastic cars are just a little bit smaller than these, but who decides what's scale and what's not? Yeah, think about that for a minute. Who decides? Who created HO to the point where they say, I decide what goes and what doesn't? Because I could. Who did? HO is whoever for whoever. That's what it is. Whoever for whatever. You want to put a monster truck on here? Guess what? Put it on here. It's yours. You want to put a big RC sitting right there at the end? Put a big RC sitting at the end. It's your railroad. You put whatever you want. That's the beauty of the hobby. The hobby is not just for one person. We don't all have to think the same way. The hobby's for, that's why it's called hobby, for anybody. Girl, boy, kid. Gotta be a certain age when it comes to kids, but, you know, kids. Maybe dad builds it for his son. Son's 3 or 4 years old, you know. See little dudes play with it. Dad keeps his eye on it because he don't want him tearing it up. Because if he let him get loose, he's going to tear it up. He's a kid. That's what babies do. They tear up stuff. So it's not really meant for babies. It's not saying babies can't. You know, 2 or 3 years old. But I don't think you want a 2 or 3 year old really mess around with electricity and stuff anyway. So, you know, and there's a lot of colors. I had a little man come in here and steal my truck right there. Used to sit right here before I redid the road. I used to sit right there where that purple track crossings at. Little man seen it, grabbed it, took off. You know, and his auntie seen him with it in his hand, took it out of his hand and put it back on my back on my railroad. And she said, "Hey, son, Jamal, you gotta keep your door closed because little man likes your railroad, and if you want to keep it, you better keep your door closed." So I keep my door closed because he will come in here. He's a little baby. They're always interested in everything, no matter if it's good or bad. Mainly bad things. They like touching stuff that will hurt them for whatever reason. Looks more interesting. And like I said, he sees toys. That's all this is. Just toys. Model. You know, people get a little crazy. I'm a model. You know, it's toys, bro. That's what it is, toys. Stuff we used to play with when we was kids. You know? These Matchbox. I had a whole bag full, trash bag full of Matchboxes my buddy gave me. And that bag was heavy, man. Cause it was so, but I was so overwhelmed because there was so many different cars in there, you know. And, but look where I'm at now. What, 58 now? I couldn't even tell you where those cars are at. Couldn't even tell you what happened to them, you know. Because when you're a kid, things disappear. They get broke. They move. You grow up. You get with girls, or, you know. Start doing different things, man. You know, and then one day you get old, like myself. Start watching YouTube, which is a great station. You discover the hobby of HO or else or O, whatever scale you want. Next thing you know, you're back into the hobby. You know, and you had this hobby since you was a kid. You know, like my dad bought that racetrack. And he brought me upstairs. Son, come on upstairs. I come upstairs, tell you the story. So I go up there. Huge racetrack. Huge, man. Sitting in the dining room. Went from one wall to the other. Probably about from the wall to the middle of the dining room where the table would be at. Right before the table starts. That's how long this track was. And it had, my dad put it together, elevators and all kinds of stuff. But he gives me the control. I got my control in my hand. He puts the cards on the starter track. He goes, "You ready? Get set. Now put it down." That's what he said to me. I looked at him. I didn't understand what he was talking about. He said, put down the controller. So I put the controller down. He goes, stand up. So I stand up, and he goes, get out of here and don't touch it. Now, I didn't understand it. Like I said, I'm 11 years old. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. Okay. So I went back to doing what I was doing downstairs. Later on, when I got older, that racetrack was still up there. And me and my friends used to come over and I tell them we can't touch it. They wanted to play with it, but nope, my dad. I had my own racetrack and railroad and stuff in the garage, and my dad had his up there. Of course, mine was garbage because I tore it up. I was a kid, tore it up. We'll put all kinds of stuff on that railroad, man. It was just sweet, man. It was sweet. But anyway, why I don't like race cars today, because I was never into slot cars. I liked them, but you couldn't control the speed, so I didn't like it. Same thing with certain video games. If I can't control the game and turn it into what I like, I don't want the game. I won't play it. I don't like following their format because their format doesn't allow me to be creative. And I'm a creative person. So I would take, like The Sims, for instance. When my wife was around, we used to play The Sims. I outgrew The Sims, that's all. I would still say The Sims is the best animated, or whatever you want to call it, video game that they got. And they came out with a couple new ones, Ion and some other game. Deli and James keep promoting it on their station, what they call Cream Light Valley or something. And you get all the characters from Disney on there. And it's pretty cool looking, but it's not going to be, it'll never replace The Sims. Because for one thing, The Sims came out first. Too many, it has a huge following, The Sims does. Because that's what we grew up with, everybody. Whoever touched The Sims grew up with The Sims. And The Sims grew up with us, So all this new stuff that they come out with doesn't really mean much to us because it's not The Sims. And, I watched Deli and play it. I looked at it. It's okay. But it's not The Sims. So it doesn't mean it. Then they came out with another one called Ion, whatever that is. But the people look a lot more real. But what angered me is that they have a lot of the Sims traits in that game. How you buy stuff, how you create your house, all that stuff. That's Sims. And then you put a new name on it, and you're trying to say this is better than The Sims. It looks a little bit cleaner. The people look a little bit more real. But Will Wright wasn't going for realness. He was going for a game called The Sims. And what was cool about The Sims, you was allowed to make whatever world that you wanted. Same thing with this. That's why the railroad is so good. Because you can take a whole train yard and make a world out of it. You know what I'm saying? My hand's shaking. Old man. Shaking Simmons. Oh, see? And you don't touch that stuff, man. It's just for looks. But it gives you the realness. It gives you imagination. It makes your railroad look a lot bigger than what it is. Pink sky. Sometimes the sky is pink when it's getting dark. When the earth is turning and the sun is going down, sometimes you'll get a pink sky outside. So I want it to be different, so I gave it a pink sky instead of the blue with the clouds and all that stuff. I give it a pink sky like it's almost getting dark. And that's what that is. The pink sky with the sun going down. And it looks cool. Why? Because it looks different. To me it does. Someone else might say, oh, that's garbage. What'd you do that for? Hey, you know what, bro? It's not yours. You don't got to never worry about this. Never. Never, never, never. Because it's not yours. So it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't. This is mine, and I do it the way I want to do it. Like Medic said, hey, if I want to run my RC into a tree, I'm not running into a tree. It's mine. I do what I want. It's mine. So if you don't like my railroad, turn the station. Don't watch it. Go find one that you do well. There's a whole bunch of them out there. But it's just for entertainment, guys. That's all. It's Not trying to be real. Like I said, if I want to, man, trust me. Oh yeah, believe me. If I wanted to, man, I can get down. I can really get down. Trees, all kinds of stuff. Moving cars, whatever. Just like Aveyard did with his that little tricycle, that little car thing that he had where the cars were driving before he disappeared. Beautiful, you know. So same thing, man. But he made it the way he wanted it, and I make mine the way I want. All right, mom, man out.